Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this webinar presented by Entrepreneurship Development Cell, IIT Shipur. We are thrilled to have you all here. I am Kasturi, second year undergraduate at IIT Shipur. So we all know that data is the new goal, and extracting, managing, and analyzing data is not only the need, but the compelling necessity of the hour. So today's webinar, we will be focusing on this very relevant topic and we'll discuss all about data analytics. What is data analytics? Why do we need data analytics? What does an analyst do? Geoffrey Moore said that without data analytics, companies are blind and deaf, wandering onto the web like deer on a freeway. So what are the possible career opportunities? All the queries you may have in mind will be answered in today's session. And for our guest speaker today, we have My Analytics School with us. My Analytics School is an Edtech startup from the alumni of IIT BHU, and they aim to guide students through the domain of analytics and gear them up for the industries. So without further ado, we will be moving forward with the session. We will be taking questions from the live chat, so feel free to take notes and write down your queries. So over to you, my school and my analyst.
Okay, thank you so much, Kasturi, for this very sweet introduction of ours. So good afternoon, guys. I will be starting the session. And yeah, so this is Chirag from IIT BHU, and right now I'm a consultant at Bank of America. So yeah, before we start the session, I would first like to thank the entrepreneurship cell of your college, IIT Shipur. We have been to a lot of colleges. We have conducted several webinars in different colleges, but the response which we are getting from your entrepreneurship cell is just really awesome. You guys are putting a lot of efforts to inculcate the culture of entrepreneurship in your college. So that's really awesome, and we are very thrilled to present our experiences in front of you. Yeah, so now I would like to start the session. Sajid, could you please share the presentation?
Yeah, one sec.
All right. So small intro about us, who we are and what we do. We are My Analytics School.
So Chirag, one sec. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, thank
All right. So we are My Analytics School. This is our logo. This is our tagline: Learn Analytics the Analytics way. Can we move to next slide? What are our vision and who we are basically? Yeah, we are an Edtech startup. Founded by IIT alumni. We provide end-to-end solutions for analytics placements, and we are specifically focused on tier one institutes. Okay, all the IITs, NITs, BITS, and IIEST triple ITs. And our goal is to basically provide guidance to students to help them becoming the world-class professionals. Okay, and now I would like to introduce my team. This is our team. We do have in this session with us. We have Shubham Aryan, who is in Optum. We have Sajan basically, and Vinamra, and this is me. So I would like to ask my team to give a little intro about yourself.
you. So, good afternoon, guys. So, thanks for the introduction and thanks for ESL for giving us the opportunity to speak and share our experiences. So, basically, I am Sajan. I am founder of My Analytics School and I am pass out of IIT BHU. So I started my journey into analytics from 2017, and the area of expertise which I have is understanding the market and how vacancies are closed. So I'll be taking the session tomorrow according to the my expertise of how and where to apply, how to read, all those sort of things, specifically related to the analytics background. So thank you all, Aryan.
Hi guys, Shubham Aryan this side. I am also IIT BHU pass out. I am pass out of 2020. Apart from that, I am currently working as a data scientist at Optum, where my work revolves around crunching numbers and getting insight from the data. Apart from that, I am also co-founder of My Analytics School, and my work revolves around planning and strategizing the business and all that things. Apart from that, I am a passionate fan of football, and a lot of people from IIST can relate with me over this. And we can also connect over various platforms. So that's all about me. Over to Vinam.
Hi guys, I'm Vinamru Bansal and I'm also from IIT Varanasi. So currently I'm an upcoming business analyst for Ola, and in my analytics school my work revolves around operations actually, along with Shubham Aranma. And my field of interest include data analytics, business analytics, data science, and I've done some machine learning projects as well. And I've also had the experience of working for OYO Rooms as a business analyst over there. Uh, Now over to Chirag.
All right, guys. So let's start the session with the very basic question: what is data analytics? So to start this, I would like to tell two stories. Okay, the first story is let's move to 1980s. Let's say we are in a city and we do have two malls. Okay, we went to the first mall. We asked them, okay, I want to buy some bread. Is it available in your mall? Okay, then what the mall manager do? He wander around here and there for 5 to 10 minutes, and he came back to us and say, "No, we don't. We do not have breads right now. Sorry for your inconvenience." Then we go to the mall B and we buy the breads. Okay, let's say after 2 days we do have to buy some, let's say charger. We again went to the mall A and we asked the same question: is charger available and where I can have where I can have the charger in this mall? The manager again sent some people to search for the chargers, and they again came like, no sir, the chargers are not available right now. Then the guy again go to the store B and purchase from there. Okay, now in this scenario, if you guys can comment, next time, let's say after 2 days you have to buy a simple tie, will you go to the mall A or will you go to mall B? I guess most people will choose we will go to Mall B, because the past experiences with the Mall A, we do have some bad experiences with the Mall A, right? We will not be looking at the Mall A again. Okay. And fast forward to 2021, let's say 2022. This is how like data helps us. The digitalization helps us. We went to some mall. We asked them, "Hey, is chargers available?" They say, "Yes, sir. You can. just give us 10 seconds. So they just type something on their laptop and they say, yes, sir, you can have chargers. You just have to go to the row 9 and the slab C. You will find the chargers. Okay. And in case if they don't have, they are not going to waste our 5 to 10 minutes of our life, okay, of our such a busy schedule. They are not going to waste our time. And this is this is how it benefits us. It saves our a lot of time. And how it is beneficial for the same mall owner, what they will do, okay, we don't have the charger. Next time, next day or the same day, they will just put some order, okay, like we want to buy some chargers, this product has been finished in our mall. Okay, so this is how basically data helping us in our day-to-day life. Basically, it saves a lot of time for us and a lot of troubles for small or big businesses. For the big businesses, Vinamr going to take the like he had some internship in Oyo, so he going to discuss about how big businesses take the decisions. I'm just giving you a little, just a basic introduction of data analytics. All right. So the second example is in front of us. It's in 2018 data for every minute of the day, how every minute of day looks like. If we see YouTube's like 43 lakh 33,560 videos are users watch on YouTube. Okay, and Amazon used to dispatch 1111 packages per minute. Google search 38 lakh 77,140 Google search per minute. Okay, so how basically these things comes in making helps us in making basically decisions. So for that I would give another example. Let's say I anyone have to buy a cell phone. uh, in my opinion, everyone is a data analyst. If I have to simply buy a phone, what I will do, I will first Google search. Like let's say I have a budget of 15 to 20,000. I will put that filter on Amazon. Okay, I have to buy a phone between 15 to 20,000, a smartphone. Okay, then I will put some filter like okay, I have to buy some Vivo or let's say Realme phone. Why? Because most of my friends are using. I have consulted with them. They have gave a very positive feedback. Ki, yeah, this phone is really good. You should buy it. Okay, so that's how we usually make decisions. We have a lot of data. We have our friends who are using that basically cell phone. We have Amazon. We have some reviews written over that phone. So that's how we basically make that decisions when we have a lot of data. Okay, and when we don't have any choices. What we do, we just go. Let's say you are standing in an where you are standing in then some desert and you have to buy some water, and you find a lady who is carrying a water bottle and she said, okay, I will give it you in 20 rupees. So you will not think anything else, you will just buy it. But when you have so much data available, you will do your proper research. If you will go to some fair, let's say you will go to some fair and there are 5 to 10 shops, you will go to every shop to say, okay, what's the price of this same bottle. Okay, that's how we basically make decision when data is available. Okay, so Vinam is going to take this part, like how companies make a decision when they have such an immense data. So now I would like to move to some theoretical part in the next slide. What is the types of data analytics? So broadly, we have three types of data analytics. First one is descriptive. So let's say examining data or context. Usually, it is performed manually. For the example, let's say I'm running some company and I have to say percentage sales growth. I will not go into okay on this day how much sales was done. I will just make some pie charts or something, and I will say okay, last year it was 100 cr, this year it is let's say 200 cr. So I can see there is 100% hike in the uh, growth basically in the sales. Okay, so this is being done manually. And you can also take some example like revenue per customer a company is earning. Okay, and the second type will be predictive. It is used to make some prediction for an unknown future events. And the examples will be yeah, there is a comment. Hi everyone, hello Manish. Yeah, so the example for this type of data analytics will be financial modeling. Okay, we use it in some share market or crypto market. Uh, we have let's say we have a data of a share like for how many days it goes up down. So we used to analyze that data and we make some models out of it using machine learning or something. Okay, so that it is the second type, financial modeling, weather forecast. It is also done like this. We just have a lot of data from our past, and we make some prediction. Okay, whether the for the next 15 days, if, will there be rain or something. Okay, customer buying behavior. If I am watching something on, let's say I have searched some smartphone on Google, so next time what Google will show, it will run some ads. If we are reading any blog, they are just going to, show me some ads from smartphones from different companies. And yeah, targeted ads, these also work like this. So this is predictive analytics. Third part will be prospective analytics. So this type of analytics answers two basic questions, like what should be done and what can be done, what can we do to make this thing happen. Anything, it could be anything. So mostly it is used in banking to detect the frauds. Okay, possible frauds. There's an credit card fraud project. It is very famous. If you will start your journey in this, so you will be doing this project after learning Python. Credit card defaulters, to find those. So we use classification problem. We use classification algorithm basically for this. Okay, so it is widely, this kind of data analytics technique is widely used in banking, and venture capitalists also use it. Like they have 10 startups, so they see the previous trends of that startup. Okay, how much sales they have done, how many employees they have had, all that thing is taken into consideration, and that's then they make such decisions. Okay, so these are basically three types of data analytics. And yeah, there is an again a picture to represent how big data looks like. After analytics, it is a little look like this, and when we make the decision, it's become a really nice. Yeah, so this was my part. Can we move to the next slide? All right, so now I would like to hand over this slide to Vinamra.
All right. Thank you so much, Chirag. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So see, as Chirag said, that data is everywhere, right? So the thing is, if you look at data, it's not just numbers, it's a language, it speaks to you. But the thing is, you should be able to understand the data in a meaningful manner. There is a famous example of history. So during World War II, what used to happen was that when the fighter jets and the fighter planes used to come back to the base, the people used to notice the fact that some areas of the plane, they used to suffer heavy damages due to the bullets, right? So this was an inference which was drawn from the data of many planes which suffered this kind of damage. So what people, architects and etc., the engineers, they thought were that let's reinforce these parts, let's put heavy armor on these parts, and then we'll send these planes, so more number of planes will be coming back and they won't get damaged as much. Okay, so this was an inference from simple less amount of data, but this was the wrong inference. The fact was that after some time a mathematician saw this thing and realized that the other places, if the plane was hit, then those planes were not actually coming back. So these places, if the plane was hit, then it, though it suffered some amount of damage, the plane was returning back. At least the pilot was safe. In the other parts of the plane, it used to get blasted or it used to go down. So correct use of data is very much important, not just collecting data. Even if you collect a plethora of data, it doesn't make any sense in if you don't actually infer from it correctly and use it to take business decisions depending on whatever your case is. Next slide, please. All right. So data analytics, it's not just for budding startups or small established SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises, etc. This data analytics is used by huge giants all across the world, and hence the saying which goes that data is the new gold. I would take example of Amazon and Netflix. So you must have seen that after you watch a movie on Netflix or Amazon Prime, or even if you go and buy a product on Amazon, you see that when you go over there and you start buying something, Then at the end of the page, you see that they've started recommending you things that people have also bought these things. And most of the times, majorly, you must have noticed, all right, yeah, I'm also in need of this thing. And they would put offers on that, that if you buy these two things, then you will get a discount of 20%. So this is their strategy. Definitely, they are profiting from this thing. So they have seen the trends of users which have similar history of purchasing items over their websites and over other places. So they use this kind of algorithms to recommend you things and make you buy more number of things. First of all, this thing is actually profitable for the company, but it is not just about the profits for the company, it's also about customer retention and customer satisfaction. So you must have seen that after you watch a movie, it on Netflix or Amazon Prime, so the company, it recommends you another movie, and when you see it and you realize that yes, this was one of the movies which I really wanted to watch. So this is about customer satisfaction, the ease with which a person is able to see what kind the next movie. They recommend you the movie and they engage you also, and you are able to have a better customer experience as well. Second thing, what big giants like Burberry, some of you must have heard, it's a huge luxury brand. So right now the world is so interconnected due to internet that whatever you purchase via the internet, or if you purchase something, be it if you purchase something in India in Mumbai, and then you go to Spain and you start purchasing the same thing from the same brand, they will have that information right then and there with them. If you buy something, some product offline from a store, and then after 1 week, 1 month, or even after an year, if you go online and you go online to their site and you try to buy something, then they have your information there and they would recommend you something similar. Or another thing which they can do, they can send you personalized ads, which is a huge. Yeah, is this okay? This is your mouse. So they can send you personalized ads. How they can do, they can see your purchase history, the things which you have looked at but not purchased, the things you thought that are costly and you wanted to purchase. You must have lingered on a particular website page and you must have wanted to buy that thing, but you were not able to buy it because it must have been costly for you. So they collect each and every kind of data which is available to them, and then they keep it as stored. Then for example, you go and visit Facebook, Instagram, etc., these social media sites. So you see that, okay, I used to search Nike shoes, I had searched it 1 week ago on Google, and now I'm seeing an ad on Instagram, and it is giving me shoes at a discounted price. So this is their thought process. So they collect data and then they use it to advertise. And next is another thing which giants do is predict. So, for example, after the first wave, what most companies did were like PepsiCo. I'm not saying PepsiCo did this exact same thing, but many companies did. They collected the data and they realized that, okay, in case another lockdown happens, this much inventory has to be supplied to the people or to the suppliers so that we are not at a loss. So we already manufacture and supply the products to them so that in case the lockdown happens, they can use their revenue streams and sell those products, and the revenue is getting generated even during the times of lockdown in case the factory gets closed. So uh, this is how giants use data. There is another popular saying you must have heard: if even if you just go online, either on Instagram and Facebook, so they are not charging you at all. You just go, you visit those sites and you enjoy, you merry make over there, right? If you are not paying for a product, then you yourself are the product. You visiting Instagram, Facebook, etc., and not paying means that you are the product. Actually, they are collecting data, your data, and then using in other ways to extract money from you. uh, Next slide, please. All right. So, how, in case you make you are a founder, you start a startup, and how do you use data analytics to take a business decision? So, let us take an example. In case you have this company called Matt Hotels and Rooms, and it spans across India, like in Delhi region, Noida region, in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, etc. And Let us say that each you have low cost hotels. Let us just for the sake of argument, let's assume you have dharamshalas. So dharamshalas are motels. You have motels, 10 15 motels in a city or even more, and it spans across India, and you charge them at a price point of, let us say, 400 rupees, right? So and now you want to see what happens if I want to extract 50 more rupees from that. So in case you increase your price point to 450 rupees, you want to see, will I be able to make the similar number of similar profit? Will I be able to retain those customers and attract more customers in case I increase my price points? So what you do is you take two groups, test and control groups. Let us assume that they both have 10 properties each, and you take two places. Let us assume Delhi and Noida. So you have the data already, and you have a system to collect data, and you increase the 50 rupees in 10 places. Let us assume that there is a test group and a control group in Delhi and Indore respectively, like both test and control in Delhi also, test and control in Indore also. In test, you increase that 50 rupees both in Delhi and Indore. And then you check your revenue metrics. What are revenue metrics? For example, does a person come to your site and actually book that hotel? That is one revenue metric. Second revenue metric is number of the percentage of people who have booked that hotel and have actually gone there and stayed. So at the end of the day, you'll get money only if a person actually goes over there and stays, right? So these are the revenue metrics. So you test these revenue metrics and you see, like, you see the trend of these revenue metrics. In case the revenue metrics increase, the number of people also increase, there is no hit to the number of people because of the 50 rupees. The number of people coming or actually going and staying over there do not decrease. Then you take this experiment to a different set of cities, then to a different set of cities. After you've collected some data, you take it nationwide and you start extracting 50 rupees more from it. So a common question which arises is, why do you take two places to test? Two places is because there could be some outside influence. For example, if you take just Delhi, and during that time, let us assume that there is a Delhi fair or there is a Delhi literature festival, and that is even a prominent example. In case there is a hidden example that due to some reason at that time, in case there is a UPSC exam taking place during that time, then definitely people in Delhi will increase. So even if you have increased 50 or 5 or 100 or 500 rupees, number of people going to Delhi will increase, and over there the your revenue would increase. But that does not mean it will be true for the rest of the time also, or rest of cities. So you take two or more places to test your hypothesis. Second, you take a test and a control group. So test group is where you applied the experiment. The control group is where you want to see, in case I have not applied this new thing, will there be similar revenue metrics, or will there be a downfall, or what is actually happening in that industry over there? And third is the effect of macro. So what is macro? Macro is what is happening all over the nation. You started the experiment and suddenly COVID came. So COVID will impact each and every industry. So that does not mean your hypothesis that if I increase 50 rupees more, I will generate more revenue. That is wrong. It does not mean that thing. It is just the effect of something happening on a macro level, which is affecting your experiment. So this is a kind of data analytics which startup use to, take their business to a different level to extract more amount of money. I hope that is clear, and I would like to move forward. All right. So one more example, since see, data analytics is huge. It's like 100 times of the Pacific Ocean. So many things can be done over there. So I'm taking small examples to explain what exactly is data analytics and why is it so interesting? Why are people moving towards this field? So the next thing is, startups use A/B testing. Let us assume what you've done is you've launched an e-commerce site, and e-commerce site, there is one UI. There is, see, a customer goes over there and sees. Yeah, is someone saying something?
No.
Okay. So in case you go online and you visit that site, So the thing is, each business wants to innovate and improve its business, right? Each founder, CEO, they want that it improves their whole performance, it improves their revenue metrics, their profits, decrease its costs, improves the customer satisfaction, what the customer sees, etc. So what you do is, right over on the screen, you can see that there are two types of these sites available. So there is a one control site and there is a variation site. Control site you've launched, and now you want to see that in case I change the layout of that website, will there be better customer satisfaction, more customer engagement, more sales? If it is an e-commerce site, then more sales, or if it's an edtech site, then more viewers, right? So you change that thing and then you do A/B testing. A/B testing is, to 500 people you give the first site, and at to 500 people you show the second site. These both are controlled, that these both groups have similar kind of audience. When you do this thing and you track both of these revenue metrics, you come to realize that okay, my second, which is the variation site, it is much better than the first site in terms of say increasing the sales and engagement. It looks even better. There might be a possibility that to you the first site looks better, right? But the nation is huge, each and every person has a different point of view. You have to go with the majority and not with what you think. So you see that if the second site is performing well, you shift towards it. Over here we can see that 12% upliftment was there in the variation one. Soon the whole nation, the nationwide launch would be there, and this whole thing would be shifted to the second one. Another thing which A/B testing did was, there is another problem which happened. Suppose you launched some product, some e-commerce app, and you see that okay, in tier 1 and tier 2 cities, like in Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, etc., and in smaller cities like Jaipur, Jodhpur, Varanasi, etc., in these two places it is performing very well. But in tier 3 cities, or even below, in villages, etc., it is not performing that well, and you don't know what is the reason. So there, another thing, there comes the role of a product manager and a business analyst. They sit down together and they see this data, and why is this the reason that in tiers it is performing well, but in the second, third tier it is not performing well. One could be that in third tier cities the literacy is not that much. So you come to realize that okay, on my app there is this button called add to cart. Even if you put that add to cart thing in Hindi, the people are not able to realize what cart actually means, right? So this was one of the reasons in one of the prominent companies. Actually, this thing happened that they realized that the cart, neither the cart, if first they deployed the cart icon, so people were unable to understand what is this cart. ये थैली क्या चीज बन रखी है यार नीचे? Why is not there a buy now button over there? So they thought that okay, let's put add to cart over there. So they put it. Then they realized that again the same thing is happening. So then they thought that okay, we have to now split the lower bar and divide it into add to cart for the users of tier 1 and tier 2, and buy now product for the tier 3 city, so they can go and directly buy that product without, people were actually coming to the end of the page, right? But they were not adding it to the cart because they were not able to understand that thing that much. So this is how A/B testing works. You give these two variations again to tier 3 cities. Then you see that okay, in case I've changed we've given a different language also. We've simplified the meaning of add to cart button. We've changed the icon of add to cart. We've added a buy now button also. Did the sales increase? Yes, indeed, it did increase. That means we should change it. We should change our strategy and do a nationwide launch of this new UI, user interface. Next slide, please. All right. So till now, I have explained why data analytics is so important. How can you use data analytics to your profit, and why is it so interesting? It's a very, very interesting field, and new challenges come on a daily basis, and it's one of the top-notch growing fields of this time, and will probably grow for a long, long time. So, set of skills required for an analyst. Data analysis. Of course, if you're going to become a data analyst, then data analysis is something that you should be able to see the data. You should be able to visualize what the data is actually representing. You should be able to form charts and graphs on it and analyze what the data is actually speaking. It's a broader term. So set of skills include Tableau and Power BI. So these are representation tools. When you start something, so when you start a job, then definitely they are not going to make you the head of like a director of a product. You started in Flipkart and now they have made you director of or the head of the cart or head of the app. You start at the lower level as an analyst, as a business analyst, product analyst, etc., data analyst, and you collect the data. You make it in such a way, make the charts in such a way that it is easily readable for the management team. You sit with them and realize how they infer that data. So there comes Tableau and Power BI. So these are some tools which are very good in data visualization and are are a must thing to know if you want to go in this. ML, DL, big data. These are machine learning, deep learning, big data. Each and every company is shifting towards machine learning, artificial intelligence, etc. And so this is also a must-have skill for you. Machine learning, some projects in that are necessary. More about this in the next session, which we'll be having with Sajan and Aryan would be taking. And Sajan, are we above the time limit or is it fine?
No, is it fine? It is fine.
Okay, so okay, projects, you must have some projects done either on data visualization or data analytics or inferring or MLDL, big data, etc. A resume, it's in the next session we'll explain the importance of a resume, but a resume is like a synopsis of your whole life, like whatever you have done, the best things you have achieved in your life, it's in your resume. There's a saying, do not judge a book by its cover. Okay, so it's a wrong saying. People do judge you, it's the hard truth of the world. Okay, they'll definitely judge you. The first thing they see is your resume, देखा and judge कर लिया. So why do you give a chance कि वहीं पर वो reject कर दे? You make your resume in such a way, a clean, a well-structured, articulate resume, such that in that round at least you cross it, and then whatever happens, it's God's will. Position of responsibilities. So PORs is also important because for an analyst, just the truth or the technical skills, the working of some technology, for example, working of scikit-learn in machine learning or a Python or R, that is not important. Conversation skills are also important because even if you infer something from the data, how will you tell it to the software team or the management team that okay, I've inferred this thing and I want to do. They'll go again and again and why are you saying to make this change? We are not able to understand. Communication skills are very important. PORs are important. Python are, they are the basic of ML right now. They are one of the most famous languages. See, I'm not saying that these are the only languages or they are going to be around in this world for a long time, because each and every day a new language comes up, pops up, and people shift towards a better thing. Right now Python and R are on top of their uh, I should say careers, and so it's good to learn. It's an easy thing to learn, and if you know this language, then knowing Python and R does not the person does not want to judge you that number of languages you know. No, he just wants to know whether you have the ability to learn a language of Python R. That is what matters actually. So to showcase that, you learn Python R. Soft skills, as I already said, communication skills, the way empathy and all these things, they should be inbuilt in a human being. So these are important. Product thinking, I've already explained in the previous slides what a product thinking actually is. Excel, एक्सेल नहीं आता तो कुछ नहीं है यार. एक्सेल तो इट इज एक्सेल तो होना ही चाहिए. ठीक है. So Excel is a must thing. Excel, you must be thinking कि Excel कौन सी बड़ी कंपनी Excel यूज करती है? नहीं. After inferring something from Python, R, SQL, big data, you put it on an Excel sheet. There, that is where a person actually sees the revenue metric things. Okay, many companies don't use Excel, but it's a must-have skill. And logical thinking is a must. Fest club work, again, they depict your ability to communicate, your leadership ability, and your outwardly, etc. SQL is again a very even more important than Python and R, because substitutes of Python is again changing, but SQL has been there for a long time, and huge databases are been working on SQL. Excel के ऊपर 1 लाख 2 लाख रोज रखोगे, बट वो कहीं ना कहीं it will hang हो जाएगा, but इतना it's not that efficient as SQL is. Zeal to learn. Data analytics is an amazing thing. ठीक है, if you get into it, you'll you'll enjoy this field, because सिर्फ एक it's not just कि बस बैठे बैठे कोड लिखना. No, it's not just coding. It is more about solving some problems, solving some actual real world problems, and then seeing your result, that I have done this thing and this is the result for my company. You should have that zeal to learn, that okay, I learned this thing, this technology, apply it in my company or in my startup, and then take the startup to a next level. And basic coding is like data structure or little bit of data structures and all. It is actually it depicts your mental ability. Yeah, the way you structure things. Are you able to solve the problems in a well manner or not? So basic coding is necessary. Next slide, please. All right, so career opportunities for you. Data, like each and everything जहाँ पर भी data लग जाता है, that's a career opportunity for you. And what are the examples which I had given you about mat hotels, जिसमें you had to infer whether you had that test and control groups, and you had to do that experiment whether you will be able to generate those 50 rupees or not. That is the work of a business analyst. Data scientist is the does that recommendation system work. Amazon के ऊपर data scientist होगा, he'll make a machine learning, he'll try to see the customer behavior and make your experience better. And Chirag would be able to tell you much more on this thing. Chirag, would you like to take the baton further?
Uh, Thank you, Vinamr.
Yeah.
So yes, as Vinamr said, where data came, your opportunities, just pumped up there. So just to give you numbers, at present, like we have seen that when COVID hits, many of the offers were terminated. There was fear in the market. But what happened next year? Just hiring just boomed like anything. Okay, so this is a general trend. Like when there will be fear, like the next year there will be boom in that sector. So if I tell about numbers, so in 2020 the estimate global market size of big data or analytics market size was around 198.08 billion dollars, US dollars. Okay, and it is projected to reach 684.12 billion by 2030. Now, you can't imagine this like this, but let me give you another example. At present, per month, this industry is providing 98,000 jobs. Okay, 98,000 jobs when it is just one $200 billion market. Suppose what will happen when you will move to 2030, and then it will be nearly 700 billions. Okay, so this industry is producing a lot of jobs, a lot of career opportunities for you. And yes, that's it. Like, if Sajan, you have to add something on this, Shubham or Sajan.
Okay. So I have a photo with me, so which basically states around top 50 jobs in data, product analyst, data visualization, engineering, research analyst, applied scientist. So the scope of data is quite high. And if you want to get a perspective about the future of the analytics or the trend which it is moving, I would like to just sum up with an example. So if you take any IIT, so I'll be taking particularly about IIT BHU. So the thing is, in 2019, placements happened. Around, for example, 100 students used to sit for analytics placements, and around 70, 80 used to get a good job. Then 20 placements happened. Then in 2021, placements happened. In 20, what happened was the amount or the percentage went to 85 near to 90. And the thing is, in 2021 placements, 100 students sat for the analytics placement, and the companies which visited the college had vacancies of about 130. So most of the students were already placed, and this year was the first time where we saw that the number of opportunities were more than the number of students which are available. So this states two things. The first one, the growth of the market. So basically, the hiring trends start much before the growth. For example, if you consider the top-notch institutes of India, so companies who hire from them, they hire for a long-term projects, for to meet certain sort of goals or to give a direction to that company. Those, after the students work on it, the results come after 2 or 3 years. So if the workforce is currently getting in, so things will be moving in right direction after 1.5 or 2 years. So basically this trend will be moving for a couple of years, I guess. And the second inference from this is, uh, when parallelly I researched on tier 2 colleges or tier 3 colleges, the number of companies who visited rised, had uplift, but the number of vacancies which they closed didn't matter much. The reason being, companies have vacancies, they want students or employers, but even they want a correct fit. So the skilled talent is what lacking. So my analytics school, the sessions which we are taking in different colleges of India are the reason behind to develop the culture in the college. And eventually this will take time, but we are sure that India is a quite big country and things will go in the right direction. So you can just see that there's a large gap. Just students need to skill them up, and eventually there are many opportunities which they can target. Thanks. So yes, Chirag, over to you back.
All right. So yeah, that was it for the session. Thank you so much, guys. You were, a really patient listeners. Now, if you have any doubts, you can put it into comment.
Alright, so there was some technical issue from Chirag's side. In case you guys have any kind of doubt, please put it in the comment section. We would be happy to answer it. Or you guys can connect to us, any of us, via LinkedIn and or Instagram. We are present on both these platforms, and we would be more than happy to answer all your queries over there. Uh,
Think
So
there are
any
no.
questions, Kasturi? So
I sure like the session was very insightful. It really opened up the mind because many things we don't know. As you said, that data analytics is a very big company and it is currently giving has so much job opportunities, and it's just the start. Uh, so we have
okay,
one question from Arushi Singh, that how to get a job in this field.
okay. So Aryan, do you want to take it?
Yeah, I will take this one.
Yeah, sure.
So, getting a job in data analytics field is might look very tough in the initial part, but it is not a that much difficult journey. We have to at first start with upskilling ourselves. A few skills which we can start working right now is building your knowledge in tech skills like MS Excel. That is the mandatory thing. Then you have to do some coding around SQL. Machine learning is a big plus. And apart from that, if you have good understanding around machine learning and uh, some visualization tools like Tableau, then that could be a big plus. So these are the skill set that we need to have. After that, you have these skills. You have to have some soft skills like good communication. You have to solve case studies, guesstimates, and do not get intimidated. These are not a lot of things. It will take 2 3 4 months to understand these things, and there are various platforms available. YouTube is a good source to study these courses. Udemy is there, Coursera is there. So this is the first part. You have to upskill yourself. Now the next part is that getting a job. So to get a job, you have to apply in various companies. So again, there could be two possible opportunities. One is on campus, so companies visit your campus and you get a job. And the second one is that the market is wide open. There are lots of companies which are expanding their teams in analytics domain. And as Vinamr mentioned, as of right now, every industry is using data analytics. Any industry you can think of, whether it is in manufacturing, whether it is a consulting based industry, whether it is even companies, lots of companies are working in FMCG, like ITC or what I can say. HUL, every company is using data analysis and they have a team around it. So you just have to look for opportunities in these companies. And if you are looking for starting, there are various startups having lots of openings. These startups are funded a lot, and all these startup need companies. So you can go to websites like LinkedIn is there. There you can look for jobs and apply there and take interviews. And based on that, you can start your data analytics journey. Sergeant, would you like to add something?
No, that's summed up.
The next session would tell everything about this.
Yeah, so the next session, we will be focusing more about around the skills, from where to read, how to read, and how much time will they take. And after that, where to apply and how to approach different sort of companies. So we will be giving you a roadmap and a certain process, which if you follow, you can basically enter into this field.
Okay. Uh, Arushi, this is a YouTube live, so it will be available there. Also, that will be very helpful the next session, because I do have questions regarding that. That
Okay,
because
great.
yeah, skills are one thing, applying is one thing, but how to like solidify your skills is also something that intimidates most of us. And yeah, so yeah, we are very excited for the next session, and thank you very much for hosting this session, and we are looking forward. We will be joining tomorrow again at 4 p.m. On this channel only, and my analytics school will be guiding us through some more important topics on like skill development, what skills you need, resume building, and the job opportunities that are in this field. So do join us there. Thank you for this session again.
Thank you, Kastur.
Thank
I
you.
hope you enjoyed this.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.